Hello there my fellow sim racers, and welcome to today's video. And I would like you to come and join me on a little journey as I try and expand my touring car horizons by checking out other touring car series from around the world. And today we're going to pop across to Germany and have a look to see what the DTM has to offer, and more specifically what I think the best DTM car in RaceRoom is. So come and join me out on track and let's find out why I think this car is the best DTM car RaceRoom has to offer. Okay, sim racers, here we are at the wonderful Sachsenring in Germany. You find me, as always, at the back of the grid, and we are in the brilliant 2005 Mercedes C Klasse DTM car. Now, what led me to be behind the wheel of this particular German touring car? Well, I have been having a ton of fun in R Factor 2 checking out a lot of the new British touring car content, and I thought it was time I broadened my horizons, had a little look to see what else was out there. Now, the last time I did this, I came across the wonderful 1999 Amiga Brazilian stock car in Automobilista 2. There'll be a link to the video if you want to check out how much fun I had with that. So I thought, well, why not fire up RaceRoom, and instead of heading for the World Touring Car and TCR content, let's have a look at DTM. What has that particular touring car series got to offer, and can I find something that's gonna get those tin top juices flowing? Well, ooh, I was not disappointed. The range on offer is fantastic.
Car left, clear left,
and
left side,
I think you could probably guess where I initially was heading, and that's with one of the cars out of the fantastic 92 DTM car pack. And I was going to go real old school, but after a bit of further testing, I came across this true gem of a DTM touring car. This 2005 C Klasse Mercedes.
car left,
It's got everything you want.
still there,
It's nearly 500 brake horsepower.
still there,
There's a V8 under the hood.
clear left, you'll have to,
It's rear wheel drive. And this hulking great big 4-door saloon has a real weight to it, a real presence, and it's without any ABS or traction control.
left side,
It really does need manhandling about. And the way that RaceRoom have modelled this particular car with its sequential shifter, it's just such an awesome driving experience. Now I've found it, I cannot stop racing it.
side's clear,
Oh, there's a cheeky little bump there, there's a little crest. And as the suspension,
52nd place,
goes in and out of compression there,
3, sector 1 is 0.5,
it's so easy to break traction here with all the power going to those rear wheels. Love it. The combination of car and track here is just so perfectly in tune. The AI really are robust. They do not muck about.
still there,
They know that they're not driving a
clear left,
fragile open wheeler. They know that we can rub and they get stuck in just as well as I do. Oh, it's so hard to hold on to this thing. The force feedback in RaceRoom is just absolutely amazing. I can feel the weight of this vehicle.
car left, clear
I
left,
can feel it. It's got aero, and the aero will take you so far, but there's no getting around the sheer size and weight of this vehicle, and eventually
still there,
you know, if you just try and push too hard, you're going to force it to push and understeer.
Left side. Hold your line.
But it's just,
Hold your line.
you know, I found some of the other DTM cars,
Clear left.
particularly in the sort of silhouette era, where it was almost like an F1 car with a with a shell plonked on top of it, touring car shell plonked, and they were too technical to drive. They got DRS, they had too much in the way of electronics,
Car left. Clear left.
and it was just, it was fun to drive, but it wasn't exciting to drive. These just move about.
Okay, Jason.
They're just,
5 minutes left.
ooh, ooh, ooh. It's a classic case, as I found when I was trying to find the best
Left side. Clear left.
touring car RaceRoom had to offer,
Still
was
there.
that you need to go back just far enough so they were a little bit on the, you know, raw side, that they didn't quite have the technical abilities that modern cars have got, but you don't want to go too far back, so it's just like
Right.
pushing a boat around, you know. And this 2005 spec DTM car is just in that sweet spot.
Left side.
You know, we got a big old V8, we got rear wheel drive,
Clear left.
we got a large box seat 4-door saloon. It is the quintessential touring car formula, really, you know.
Hold your clear left.
Now, okay, it's not perfect. There's only this one car. RaceRoom had a little run of collaborating with Mercedes to produce a lot of one-off special content. They had the 95 spec touring car, the 2003, and this one, which was 2005. There was just something about this particular model, this one, that just did it for me. I almost chose the 95 spec,
Car right.
but that was so loaded up with
Right side's clear.
toys that it negated some of the fun that you get with the, you know, the size and the weight.
D90.
But things were pared back a little bit for this 2005 series,
Car left. Clear.
where it was more about the driver. But as I say, that is the problem. You've only got one car, so you do end up, to get a decent sized grid. What have I got? 25 cars here. So you've got to race a field of Mercedes, and you are going to see some of the same names crop up because there's only so many liveries. But you know what? It sounds so good, it looks fantastic, and the driving experience is absolutely wonderful. That when you're actually racing and in the heat of the battle, do you know what? You soon forget that you are racing against a field of one-make cars. Now, the likelihood is they're not going to go back and revisit these. These were special things, special cars and content that they released in collaboration with with Mercedes, and they were used in special competitions and events that RaceRoom held. But you know, as long as you understand
He's leading the race.
where the car come from and why you've only got one, it doesn't really matter. Not for me anyway. As sim racers, we're quite often used to not getting full grids of series. We get odd cars. Sometimes, you know, they're not quite all from the same time period.
Left side.
So you just have to compromise. Just learn to overlook a few little oddities and inaccuracies here and there. As for this circuit, I decided to try and have a look through the German roster that RaceRoom have got, and they've got a good half a dozen or so German tracks. I decided to pick this one because I owned it and I don't remember ever racing on it. And oh man, have I missed out. It's a fantastic circuit with some real tight and twisty stuff, some fast flowing stuff, and the undulations. They've got it really nicely modelled here with the force feedback with my Accuforce wheel, that I feel those undulations and those little sharp crests and rises, and it unsettles this car. It's really normally planted because of all the aero, but
Left side.
you start driving with the suspension at the
Hold your line.
edges of its travel, and it really unsettles the car, and you have to work hard to keep it there, but that just adds to it. You know, they look fantastic. Oh no, overshot it on the last lap.
Clear left.
Too busy talking, not busy enough driving. But they sound fantastic. They got a real roar, they've got a real rasp to them. It's not just your standard V8. This is a highly tuned, race-ready V8. And they've got that so well modelled. It's just beautiful to listen to. And it's all these things. It ticks so many boxes. That's why this is the best DTM car in RaceRoom. And it's why you have to check it out if you are into touring cars and tin tops.
Finish, mate. Well done.
Oh, well, that was a fun 10 minutes. Well, if you've watched this far, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed taking this C Klasse out around this wonderful circuit. Now, as a tin top fan, I like all kinds of touring cars. So there's always some sort of tin top content coming, so why not hit the subscribe button? If you want to find out what are the little gems I find and where else my journey for different types of touring cars takes me. Like I say, I've been checking out a lot of the British touring car content in R Factor 2, and I found a wonderful touring car and a wonderful stock car in a couple of other sim racing titles. Those videos will be coming up at the end for you to click on, so why not just grab yourself a cup of tea and carry on and check out my other touring car videos. In the meantime, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you like this car? Have you tried it out? Do you have a favourite German touring car or DTM car? Please let me know in the comments. In the meantime, have fun out there. I'll see you out on track. Bye bye.